Oh boy, what an absolute embarrassment between the Seahawks and the Bills, where the Bills absolutely obliterated the Seahawks. And normally I would do a SeatGeek ad, but frankly, it's just not even worth it because this game was just absolutely embarrassing. Like, I saw part of it, I saw the first quarter of the game, and it was just painful to watch. Not only was the defense absolutely just atrocious, like it was so bad. Like when Josh Allen fumbled the ball, he accidentally kicked it and it turned into a first down. And the Seahawks had an interception in that first half as well. And Geno could not convert to score a touchdown. Like, that was frustrating. And in that moment where Geno was trying to go for it on fourth down, he like tripped up and got himself sacked. It was almost like just take the 3 points at that point in hindsight. And man, like everything in that first half pretty much led to the second half. Now, unfortunately, I didn't really get to watch the second half, and glad I didn't because I mean, look how many points the Bills scored completely unanswered. And I really don't want to go too much into the game. I mean, look at the stats. Geno was 21 of 29. Sure, I guess he was accurate, but he threw an interception. Josh Allen clearly outplayed Geno Smith. And then Cook, their running back, James Cook, my fantasy football team, he dominated, while Kenneth Walker didn't really do much at all. So everything of the Seahawks is just broken. And the other thing I've noticed is that Geno can't really play without DK Metcalf either. And even with Jackson Smith and Jigba, 6 receptions for 69 yards. I mean, it's clear that Geno needs DK Metcalf. And it's just unfortunate that the injuries is a thing. And we haven't really seen anyone step up. Like Jake Bobo didn't really step up. Tyler Lockett didn't step up. Noah Fant didn't really do much. So really, it was just Jackson Smith and Jigba. But I don't really want to go that much into the game personally. Like, I mean, they just got blown out. That's all I can say. Defense, terrible. Everything's terrible. Offensive line's terrible. Everything's terrible. Might even say the coaching is terrible too. But the one thing that bothered me the most out of anything, now, if you think I'm ignorant, go ahead. But there was a heated moment where Geno Smith was just flat out frustrated. I don't know what it was. Did the Bills instigate him? Because I didn't really watch the game, so I can't really have a fair opinion. But I didn't like it when Geno Smith threw the football at the Bills, which obviously got him the flag, and deservedly so. Now, I understand that he was frustrated. Sure, fine, whatever. But when you are the captain of the team, when you are the quarterback, when you have expectations that you are to lead this offense, you should be leading by example, especially for a guy that's in the mid-30s at this point. You should be a leader, someone that leads, not someone that throws like temper tantrums or just cannot restrain yourself. That's where I keep losing Geno Smith. Like, we've already seen this. He threw a tablet. He's shown frustrations. And now he is throwing a football at the opponent's head. And I've been saying it. Geno Smith is a great backup quarterback. He really is. He filled in admirably when Russell Wilson was injured, although he didn't really win much games, but I guess he performed better than Russell Wilson did in that 2021 season. He sure puts up pretty numbers. He puts up numbers that are, if not better than Pat Mahomes at times. But the bottom line is, if you don't have the leadership, if you don't have the clutch, because there were critical moments in the first quarter where he really did let the team down. Like, there was a time when it should have been an interception where he threw it into triple coverage. Like, what was that? Like, when you have these little things that are adding up against Geno Smith, it just furthers the point that I just don't think that he is going to be the quarterback of the future. Like, I just don't know. I just don't understand why so many Seahawks fans defend him. Now, don't get me wrong. I commend you all for doing it. I admire the passion. It's great intentions. You guys mean well. But let's face the reality. Geno Smith cannot lead the team. He just flat out can't. When he's throwing tablets, when he's throwing a football at the other team's head, showing bad sportsmanship and frankly a lack of leadership, that's where it just continues to validate my point on why I don't think that Geno Smith is the quarterback of the future, and he really shouldn't. At some point, the Seahawks are going to have to figure out their quarterback situation because I'm not convinced on Sam Howell either. Now, how are the Seahawks going to fix this? No idea, because from what I heard, the draft class does not seem that much promising, and there doesn't really seem to be... I'm not really sure about the free agents, but I wouldn't put my money on that either, especially when Seahawks are struggling with the cap. But the other thing I may want to question is the coaching staff. Like, how did the coach enable Geno Smith? How did they allow that to happen where Geno showed his frustrations and his heat of moment? And I get it. Again, heat of moment, fine. It's part of the game. But when you're the captain of the team, when you are the quarterback, when you are getting paid more than anybody else, you have a higher responsibility to lead the team. So overall, season's a complete disaster right now. After that 3-0 start, Seahawks are now 1-4 since, and it doesn't really seem to get any better, especially with the schedule getting much more difficult. And let me look at how brutalized their schedule would be. Next Sunday, they're going to be playing against the Los Angeles Rams. That's not going to be any easier. Then, after a bye week, you're going to San Francisco and hosting Arizona. So until you get to maybe the New York Jets where they're struggling, but you're playing at New York and Aaron Rodgers seems to have the Seahawks numbers, just by the way this is going, this really could be a lost season. Now, unless Mike McDonald, unless he learns how to be a good coach, until Geno Smith shows more leadership and more abilities in the clutch, this may be a lost season for the Seahawks. So I know this was a very unconventional kind of show. Wasn't as organized this time. Didn't really watch most of the game. So if you want to criticize me on that, I'll gladly take it in the comments. Sure, go ahead. I'll take it. But yeah, I didn't really watch this game that much because don't quit your day job. And I was working on a video as well for my YouTube channel. So, but that's going to be it. I just thought I'd express my thoughts on the Seahawks' disastrous loss to the Bills. But everyone, thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments how you feel about the Seahawks.